Hey guys, welcome back to Rougelike Runs. Today we're playing a bit of Sunless Sea, a game by Fail Better Studios, based on the world of Fallen London, which used to be called Echo Bazaar. It was this was an online text-based RPG, very story-heavy. This is very much similar. I'm putting it in here, well, because it's something a bit interesting, a bit different, and also because it has a bit of random generation in it. Your character is generated by you. The world has a certain amount fixed, so the entire left side of the map is always the same. But then everything right of that randomly generates as the Undersea moves around. Hopefully we won't get too long on the loading screen, or else I'll have to cut part of it out, obviously. But so what's interesting about this game to me is it's very much an exploration game. It's very much a game that's based on story, but it's also a horror game. But it's not a horror game in the jump scares, monsters, boo kind of horror game. It's more slow. More slow paced. It makes you think about what's horrifying you. So we've got here, this is the screen as you're going to see it most of the time. We're just going to focus on the book for now, we'll go through things as they come up. So whenever you come into a port, you get this. Captain's book. So Captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. So I'm going to choose a past, which lets me create my character. You can play a past wreath in shadows, which means you decide a bit later on in the game, but not going to go with that for now, so go. First thing we choose is... So we're lodged in the Blind Helmsman. I just nearly skipped that entirely. The Blind Helmsman is the tavern that we live above at the start of the game. We'll quickly trade that in for a little mansion or a seaside cottage, something similar. Who were you? Now you're a captain, now you belong to the Undersea. But who were you before? A street urchin, a poet, a veteran of the campaign of 68, an ordained priest, or a natural philosopher. Now, each of these backgrounds is related to one of these skill sets. So you've got hearts, which is all about defense, healing, inspiration, protecting people. Defense against terror, which is one of the stat bars on the left here. Why can't you run? We have veils, which is speed, stealth, deception, which is hiding yourself from people, which is concealing and tricking. We have pages, which is information, which is leveling, interestingly, knowledge and books. We have mirrors, which lets you pierce through veils, it lets you perceive things as they really are, which sometimes can be a bit of a negative thing in this game, but gives you a lot more understanding of the world. And we have iron, which is guns and swords and being aggressive and powerful. This is our character who will be developed through this creation set process. And we have the mascot of the ship, which will eventually pop up, the comatose ferret. Mostly it's a mobile. Occasionally it's feral. Hearts +1. So each of these slots is a member of your crew. Different members of crew give you different bonuses to your stats. They also all have storylines that you can complete with them, which gives you access to items, cards, money, storylines, resources, bit of everything. So I'm going to go with, I think, mirrors. Yeah, mirrors eventually popped up there, didn't it? Which means I want to be a natural philosopher. Your peculiar theory on time, blood and starlight brought you down to the Neath, the cavern where London lies, and now they take you out to Z. This will give you a bonus to mirrors, the skills of deception and perception. I've got a degree, I could be a natural philosopher. Nope. And we've acquired a new guy. Your acquaintance, the plausible surgeon, will serve as ship's doctor, until you find someone better. Talk to him to find out why he went to Z. So, all the 5 backgrounds start with a different character, who gives you a +1 to a stat rather than the usual like +10, +15, and has a very simple story that you can complete with them, kind of to introduce you to the idea of characters. You gain 25 mirrors, so I'm now level 50 on mirrors. I've got the plausible surgeon as a crewman, 20 echoes, which are the coins or gold in this game, so I now have a total of 70. You were a natural philosopher and you're no longer a stranger. The amount of echoes you start with I think varies depending on which class you play as, which is cool. And why am I going to sea? My father's bones, a wish for fulfillment, a wish for wealth, or my own private kingdom, which you can't start with. You have to acquire that as a end goal. But I'm going to go with fulfillment, because I think that kind of fits the character. So fulfillment. Gather 100 tales. Learn all you can of the Z. Write a masterpiece. Retire. Oh, excuse me, I'm not very well at the minute. Whenever you return to Fallen London, you have the option of retiring, but you'll need to write your masterwork first. So I've got to become the most venerated explorer, which I suppose means I have to go and explore the entire Z. Which is just awkward considering the Z occasionally changes in the lore anyway. Captain, in irregularity with the Harbour Master's office. They wish to know what term of address do you prefer ashore. This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. So, do I want to be referred to as Madame, Sir, Citizen, My Lord, My Lady, or Captain? I think Sir is good enough for me. Give it a minute. There we go. The last scrap of paperwork. The last piece of advice. Explore. Take chances. This captain will probably die. The Z is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. Your address as quality is now Sir. I presume that can change as you play the game. I don't know what kind of things you could get apart from the standard ones, but who knows? Continue. I think that's the character creation. Yep. Oh, no, it's not. I get to choose what I look like. So we've got a lot of women here. Got a lot of dudes here. We've got some slightly more ambiguous ones here, including Bandage Dude, who I quite like. Other Bandage Dude. Mask Dude, which I love. Technical Lady here. Writer Lady. Pipe Man. Other Pipe Man. He's probably the most stereotypical captain figure. I'm going to go with Mask Man, because Tuxedo Mask was a formative part of my youth. Kovaxa. Accept. Fallen London. And we're now in dock. Let's go look at our lodgings. I say look at our lodgings. We don't actually get to see a picture because this is how the whole game's kind of presented. Read the morning. Here you can catch up on your correspondence, rest or retire altogether from seafaring life. The better your lodgings, the better the quality of your retirement. Naturally. So read the morning papers. The unexpurgated Gazette. The magazine formerly known as the London Magazine. The Spiteful Trumpeter News. And doing any of these when I have no recent news is available, and that gives me one recent news. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its taxes on love stories. The traitor empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchist of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of Algalblighter wasps. You now have one of this recent news. So these are cards. I think of them as cards. I think there's probably a better term for them. You have these. You have one. You have 0, 1, or you can gather stacks of them, and you pay with them to activate shoreline quests, and occasionally boatside quests. But basically, these let you access parts of the story. So you want to gather as many of them as you can, and as many different varieties as you can. So I can rest, which would recover terror, which is this bar here. But I don't need to do that because I've not been to sea yet. I can purchase an elegant townhouse if I have 1,000 echoes, which is a little outside of my 70 echo reach. Consider retiring. Consider retiring from seafaring life requires me to own a townhouse or a mansion, which I don't, or back to the rest of the city. Or you can click the London card on the right. Or I can click the London card on the right, or I can click continue. Visit the Admiralty Survey Office. I haven't got anything for them. Visit the university. I can't because I lack a card. In this case the card is secret. So secrets are levels in the game. You spend them with members of your crew to level up their particular skill. You can also use them places like this to unlock new areas or progress storylines. Carouse in Wolfstock Docks. I'm missing the Another Day and a Free Evening card, which you get by coming back to London after having been out at sea for a while. Hire a more crew, which I can do, I just don't want to, because I've got 8 out of 10 crew, which is more than enough. As long as you're above half, you're usually doing pretty well. Put your ship in dry dock. I haven't damaged my ship, so that's fine. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. Now I am going to do that. An emigrant will pay to be taken north. to Vonderbright. It's oddly difficult to die in fallen London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart these ones aboard in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. The tomb colonist is in your hold. Take them north to the colony of Vonderbright and sell them there. Which seems like a pretty solid beginning quest for me. Continue. I think I've looked at everything in here. Have I? Scrolling down. A new recruit who awaits your attention. Another day, a new recruit, which... Alright. So that's another day. Yeah. So I get those from coming back to port after having been gone for a while. A new recruit gives me access to more main crewmen, whereas hire on more crew gives me access to general crewmen, who are your Zailers, because S's are just replaced with Z's occasionally. Your Zailers, you will go down as you take damage from certain weapons. They also go down in response to certain quest lines. Perhaps I will return from London. So that's my lodgings, that's London. Let's have a look. Hold should be empty. Am I empty? Well, mostly empty. I've got Team Colonist that I just picked up. I've got 5 supplies and 10 fuel, which should get me to Vonderbright. Accomplishments. None. No accomplishments, because we just started. All these officers I don't have. All these shops with stuff that I can't afford. With 70 naval surplus. I can buy torpedoes, but I don't have anything that fires torpedoes. So it seems a bit pointless. I can buy some turrets, but I have a turret. Buy fuel here. Flares, supplies, foxfire candles. I can sell my advice for captain's book, which I'm going to do, because I don't want it. Just give me a nice bit of 50 echo. So, I'll explain what flares do a little bit later on. But basically, I'll explain what they do now. When you're in combat, you have a forward arc, in which you shine your light, in which you lock onto with your guns faster. Flares make it so that anyone inside the flare's area of illumination is considered in your forward light, so you lock onto them faster, even if you're not directly looking at them. It works well. It's quite convenient. I don't find that I need them very much in the early game, so they're a bit... Foxfire candles are a quest item, essentially. We've all made mistakes. If only those mistakes could be left in the dark, as it's described. They're basically candles that don't blow out from supernatural means, as far as I can tell. So they're useful specifically for quests in which something non-earthly is trying to stop you from progressing. And we can sell solace fruit here, which I presume we buy in another port, but I don't know, because I haven't played this game very much. The Wolfstock Exchange, which is buying and selling items in bulk. So these are all stuff that you can get in other ports that you can come by and sell here. This is all stuff you can get in this port that you might go and sell somewhere else. So I don't have anywhere near enough money to be trading in this stuff, like, at all. And then the other shops all sell ship equipment, which we don't have. So this is my ship, Elysia class steamer. Hull's alright, capacity's alright. It's kind of a nice all-rounder. The steam launch is what you get if you lose this ship but you survive, and it's useless. It's utterly useless. It's meant to be useless. It's meant to make you desperately trying to get your steamer back. This is my ship. Then you've got the cutter. There's a couple of ships you can buy here. Corvette, merchant cruiser, frigate, dreadnought, which I think's new, actually. Yeah, I think that's new. I haven't seen that before. Maybe I'll get to it. Who knows? But let's begin our voyage.